No way. Yes way.
Yes way.
All right, guys, we just talked. We just talked to him a little bit here. Carson Wentz. So Carson Wentz, I read a story today that Carson Wentz, the Bears are highly interested in Carson Wentz. They really want to trade for Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz doesn't want to come to Chicago. And to be honest, I can't really blame him. But I'll ask you guys this: Philadelphia really wants to move him. Carson Wentz will be traded by the end of the week.
Gosh, that's tough. I'm gonna say no way he won't be traded by the end of the week because they're wanting a little bit too much out of him. I want to say.
Well, they said that the market for him went down. Just to give you a heads up, they said the asking price went way down actually.
Okay, so Philly is asking for less.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I don't know. That's still a toss-up because he's one of those quarterbacks that I think could really affect the team, but a lot of teams are going to be very skittish of him because of his recent production with dealing with injury, dealing with not having an offensive line. His numbers don't look great, but that is also part because of the pieces around him, I think, really caused that. So that one depends. That one depends on which team wants him, which team needs him, which team is going to give up something for him. And you said Philly lowered their price, but it'll all depend on how low did they go with that price. If they went low enough, if they didn't go low enough, that one's a toss-up. Since they lowered it, yes, I'll say way. I could definitely see him going by the end of the week, but that is one of those that's going to be a toss-up. And when it happens, I think the Carson Wentz trade is going to be one of those trades that it'll happen on I'm not saying Wednesday, but I'm just saying it'll happen on a Wednesday at 4:00, just a random time. There will be no build up to this. There will be no rumors. There will be no, okay, well, Philly and the Bears have really been talking this out for a while. Now they're kind of coming down to an agreement. No, this is going to be one that comes out of nowhere. If it is to the Bears, the Bears will get quiet about it, and then all of a sudden it'll be like, hey, the Bears have just traded to the Eagles for Carson Wentz. If it's the Colts, it'll be like, hey, the Colts just traded for Carson Wentz. Whatever it may be, it's going to come out of the blue. It'll come out of nowhere. It'll be on a random day, and I don't think there'll be any rhyme or reason behind of it. But I think that it's a good move for both teams, really, because whatever team he goes to, say it is Chicago, a team that is one quarterback away. He could go to a team like that. He could go to Indianapolis, where that team is one quarterback away, and it's also a good move for Indianapolis because they kind of, and we don't know, they might not, but they kind of separate themselves from the two quarterback system that we've seen them with for so long. I mean, there's no quarterback in Philadelphia over the last couple of years has really been comfortable. Nobody's been comfortable there at all because they've always got a backup creeping up their back. With Carson Wentz, for so long, it was always Nick Foles. It was always, should we keep Nick Foles, get rid of Carson? Should we keep Carson, get rid of Nick Foles? They ended up going with Nick Foles leaving, but then all of a sudden this year in the second round, they not waste a pick, but they pick up Jalen Hurts. And it's like, as Carson Wentz, if I was him, I'd be ticked off because you just paid me, that max deal, and now all of a sudden you're bringing in a guy to essentially compete with me for a job, So I don't know.
That was a really long way to say no way. Buck, does Carson Wentz get traded by the end of the week?
The answer to that question is no way because of the simple fact that, pro days are starting to happen. We saw Trevor Lawrence pro day. I believe it was earlier or late last week. So the answer to that question is no way because the NFL staffs are out there looking at college quarterbacks right now and evaluating their staff and needs and stuff like that. So when Carson Wentz does get moved, it will be the draft is sometime in April, so it'll be probably mid-March before we see any Carson Wentz moving whatsoever. So no way.
So I'm going way, and I'm going to use your own argument against you. We're starting to see pro days. We're starting to see what quarterbacks are doing. We're starting to see other quarterbacks' names good out there. The Eagles want to move on and decide what they're going to do at quarterback. So it is time for them to get rid of Carson Wentz. The rumors are out there every day. People are talking about Carson Wentz going here, Carson Wentz going there. Most of the rumors are about the Bears and Carson Wentz. I think that this happens before the end of business on Friday. I really do.
Before the end of business? So you're talking like less than 72 hours, huh? I guess 90 hours.
Before the end of business on Friday.
So like 90 hours, huh?
4 more days. Let's get over to the chat line real quick. We got a couple